Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode.
Welcome back to the Meditations and Musings podcast. This is Elena Lipson, and I'm so glad to see you here today. Although I can't see you, but I can hear you. Can I actually even hear you? No, I can't, but you can hear me. I have been speaking all day. Mondays, when I'm recording this, is my speaking day. Client calls, going live in my Facebook membership group, having Facebook live interviews, like all kinds of stuff. And of course, the podcast. So I'm just going to slow it down for a second and give you a quick update. Thank you so much for being here. This is our 200 and, oh my gosh, something episode. I should totally check 50 something. It's been a while. Let's just say it's been a while since I've been recording these podcasts. And 259. Yeah, 259, which is kind of incredible if you think about it. Like I started this podcast with a commitment to get to 100 episodes because I heard the statistics saying that only 2% of podcasters ever get to 100 episodes. So I'm like, that's going to be me. So when I got to that, I thought, okay, what's my next milestone? I thought I want to get to 300 episodes. So I'm pretty close to that now, you guys. I'm like a 250. What did I say? 250. Oh my gosh, I totally just said it and forgot it. 259. So I'm getting there. So after that, I'm going to reassess and see what I want to do and how much further I want to go. And I love doing this because I get to connect with new people when you message me and when you leave reviews. I just am so appreciative. I really thank you so much, because sometimes when you're sitting here recording, in your office, it's like, am I speaking to anyone? So it really helps me when I know you're there. So if you haven't left a review yet, if you haven't left me a comment yet on Instagram and my DMs, please do that, because I love a conversation. I'm not just, talking into a mic and not knowing that you're there. I know you're there and I want to have that conversation with you. So first and foremost, I want to remind you, if you're listening to this the first week of May, I have a free masterclass that we're doing an encore run of on May 5th. At noon, I'm hosting the Embody Your New Wealth Identity Masterclass. It's a 90-minute free masterclass where I walk you through the mind, body, future exercise. I share with you the ways in which we make money decisions from our mind versus our bodies, and how that can shift the way you relate to investing in yourself and making decisions, and how you see wealth in general, and how you relate to wealth and money and investing and taking risks and opportunities and so on. So I'm inviting you to join us in this free masterclass, where I will then share with you my next upcoming new opportunity to work with me in the Amplified Wealth Experience, which is a 6-week course starting next week on May 11th. And it's going to be an ongoing weekly live calls, lots of juicy content. We could kick everything off all with a mini virtual retreat on May 11th. So all of that is in the show notes as well as in my bio on Instagram. So today I want to give you kind of a little bit of a preview and to see or to show you if this is a topic that is something that you may even want to explore right now. So today I'm going to share with you how to know whether you're making money decisions from your mind or whether you're making money decisions from your body. And there's ways to know, and I'm not saying here necessarily that one is better than the other, but there is a way that embodying your money decisions from a place of feeling about it versus thinking about it that can help you to trust yourself so much more over time versus thinking you're getting something wrong or right. And first of all, even before that, to really identify the fact that you do have a relationship with money and spending that is not necessarily a conscious decision, but comes from unconscious habits that were developed a long time ago in your childhood and even before that in your family lineage. So I want to share with you ways in which you can know whether your decisions are coming from your over analytical mind or your body and aligned with what you really want to create in life. So I'm going to start with how to know if you're making money decisions with your mind and just share some examples along the way as well. First of all, you're making money decisions with your mind if you are basing it on what you have learned and earned. So if you're thinking about spending some money, you're looking at the past and you're looking at your what your bank account says in terms of making a decision versus criteria that are based on your values and commitments that you make in your life. If you're making mind-based decisions, you're also making decisions based on what you can see. So if you want something, but you don't actually have the exact amount of money or more in your bank account, then that's going to guide your decision versus having some more creativity and flexibility around it that we'll get to. In fact, I think what I'll do now is I'll compare it. Instead of giving you a whole list, I'm going to compare the mind versus the body right away. I think that'll give you a more impactful way to connect with it. So in your mind, you're making decisions based on what you've earned and learned. So you're making decisions based on the past versus in your body decision, you're making a decision based on the way you feel and the potential for your future. So one is past-based and one is potentiality-based. Mind decisions with money are focused on what you can see in your bank account versus possibility and opening yourself up to the fact that there's potential in the future for bringing in more income or finding creative ways to invest versus what you can just see in your bank account. Another way to know if you're in your mind versus your body is that a lot of the decisions we make with our money come from a place where we were taught without our conscious consent, meaning that before you even knew that you were learning anything about money, spending, investing, scarcity, lack, abundance, you were listening to, watching, and seeing what your family of origin did around money and inherited beliefs that you didn't even know you were inheriting, versus being in your body and you are consciously noticing your relationship with money, consciously noticing when you are constricting yourself or holding yourself back from getting what you want based on limiting beliefs of the past. So you, instead of spending and investing with confidence, trusting yourself to make those decisions because it feels right to you, you are overthinking and being too critical. Another way you can tell is that you don't trust yourself based on past mistakes. So if you have maybe accumulated debt in the past or still have debt now, or you have spent on things that you didn't take full advantage of or enrolled in courses that you never finished, or you just feel bad about past mistakes you've made with money, you're overthinking it. You're letting your past, again, guide you in making decisions around money and spending versus making an embodied decision, knowing that everything is learning and everything becomes a confidence building experience because you can look back and say, even though I have done things with money in the past that I don't love and appreciate, I know that I'm learning and growing. And actually, I can navigate now through trusting myself and through knowing that those are all lessons that are accumulating and that I can now navigate through this trust of myself and making decisions from the present moment and from possibility. Another way you can know that you are spending based on your mind decisions is that there's unconscious spending. Unconscious spending looks like a box from Amazon arrives, or maybe you have several boxes, but you don't even remember what you ordered. And that's because you ordered to compensate for some wanting of a hit of that happy feeling that you get when you order something, but maybe that came from feeling unhappy in another area of your life. Versus making an embodied decision and saying, like, before you made that order, before you notice yourself going down that track, you can say, do I really need this? Is this something that I'm making a conscious decision around, and not letting yourself make those impulsive buys just to feel better in the moment, but then you feel negative or sad afterwards because, oops, you did it again, right? Now, I know these all intimately because I have done all these things too. So it's not like I'm telling you something I haven't actually gone through, right? Okay, another way that you can see if you're spending from your mind and overthinking is by your first initial response when you want something is by saying, I can't afford it. Versus an embodied decision, which is asking, I wonder how I can make this happen. Is this something I truly desire? And if so, then how can I actually get creative in either making money or calling in money or figuring out a creative way to make an offer that brings in more income? You actually come from a place of possibility, right? Instead of feeling like I automatically can't afford it and I will never afford it, it's not for me, right? That's kind of this like mind overthinking place of making a decision. You might also experience purchasing because of FOMO, or fear of missing out. Right? When you are spending or investing from your body and embodied wealth identity, you don't care what anyone else is doing. You don't worry about missing out because you are very clear on what your values are, what your core navigation is, what your inner intuition is telling you. You're connected and aligned with what you truly desire. So you're not going to spend just because someone else is, or you think you're going to miss out on something. It's a very different place, an energetic place to be with money. So those are some of the ways that you can tell if you are overthinking and if you are stuck in past patterns around money, or if you are stepping into a more embodied relationship with wealth and money where you can trust yourself and you know that giving and receiving is part of the equation, where you can spend and invest with confidence because you are the asset in your life and your business, right? And most importantly, you have this possibility, a growth mindset around wealth and money. So if you are ready to embody your unique relationship with wealth and you want a new relationship with money that is more abundant, more prosperous, and not based on past mistakes or unconscious consent that you have inherited from your family of origin, which we all inherit. I'm not saying like you're the only one. We all inherit this. And as adults, we get this opportunity to recreate and rewrite our relationship with money based on who we want to be now and who we want to shift into in the future. And it is very possible to shift. You can shift instantly and start to affect how you make decisions. I'm going to walk you through a sample exercise during this masterclass called Money, Body, Future. And it's going to be a sample of the work that we do in the Amplified Wealth Experience, which I will tell you more about during this masterclass. So I would love to invite you to join us. And at the very least, I would love for you to reflect back on, as I was sharing these different ways of making decisions with your mind versus your body, which ones resonated for you. Get curious, right? Where are you allowing yourself to be held back by past money mistakes or unconscious spending? What if you allowed your worthiness to be defined by your future decisions and possibility? Right? If you're ready for more and if you're ready to have new experiences with money, I would love to have you at this masterclass. But at the least, I would love it if you reflected back on wondering how you can move forward with a more embodied relationship with money, trusting yourself to make decisions, slowing your pace down a little bit so you can make better aligned decisions in a more decisive way, right? Because when you have a positive, healthy relationship with your wealth identity, you start to make decisions more quickly and easily because you know how it feels in your body. You know what a hell yes feels like in your body versus overthinking and stagnating on momentum because you just can't make a decision and it stops everything else in your life from moving forward. So I would love to see you at this masterclass, but I would also love to hear your thoughts on some of the examples I gave you today in money decisions based in your mind versus money decisions based in your body. And again, come experience the mind, body, future exercise, which I think will help you to shift into possibility of how you can be with money in a very, very different way than you are right now, if how you are right now is not working for you. So if you're thinking like, I've tried everything already and I don't think this is going to work for me, then I would love to invite you to just experience, to just experiment, right? It is possible for you to shift your relationship with money pretty quickly and then watch what happens as a result of it, because you can be in a new possibility with money. You can identify all the places where you have maybe had missteps. But what I love about this masterclass is that it's not just like me throwing a bunch of information at you. It is you experiencing what it could be like after recognizing some of those maybe old stagnant money stories that are ready to be rewritten once and for all. So I'd love to invite you. I hope to see you there. You can find the link once again in the show notes or in my bio on Instagram at Elena_Lipson. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I am off to go pick up my son from the orthodontist. He's getting his braces off today. So excited after like 3 years time. So we'll probably go get a treat afterwards. So I hope you are doing amazingly well. If you ever need to DM me or have any questions about any programs I offer, anything, please find me on Instagram and I will look forward to answering. I answer them all myself. So don't feel like it's going to be some robot responding to you. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you or reflections. All right, this is Elena Lipson, your divinely aligned coach and mentor, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new divine self-care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.